moment to introduce to our group today. Seeing none, last call, no, seeing none. Any announcements from our leadership, from our members that I might have missed today? Is there anything that needs to be shared?
Yeah, I think Phil Mariola has an announcement.
All right, Phil. You're muted there, partner.
Lynn has already spoken to the club about our speaker next week,
Yeah.
Ann Matthews. And when she sent me the bio, I just was, obviously very impressed. This woman has devoted her life to Rotary. But something jumped out at me that Lynn pointed out to me also. She was chosen to head up all of the training at the annual meeting that Rotary holds in San Diego every year for about a week, where they bring in every governor-elect from throughout the world, over 500 governors-elect, and she was responsible for that training. And I went through that training, and it's a major undertaking to coordinate that for all those nations and everything. So that just, among all of the awards that she's won, she's a really, really major Rotary personality, and I think we're lucky to have her next week. So thank you, whoever secured her as our speaker next week. But I think Ann will be very inspiring. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn, and thank you, Phil. Yes, Vice President of Rotary International too, just part of her resume. It was emailed to you yesterday, but it was about 2/3 of the way down. We'll make sure to get that invitation out to you on Wednesday. And if everybody could do their best to be logged in to show our support for her and just a good representation of our club during the meeting next week, that would be greatly appreciated. So anything else? Folks, that's all we got, but that's a lot of stuff. And we're going to turn things over to Don Noble, who's going to introduce our speaker today.
Okay, thank you, President Justin. Our speaker today is the Triway Superintendent Nate Shenwolf, and also Worcester Rotary Club member. You've read his bio, so I'm not going to go through it, but just from a personal standpoint, you've heard the expression "right person at the right time." Well, Nate has been that right person for Triway at this right time. We have some really exciting things going on at Triway, and he's going to give us an update. He was supposed to give this talk a year ago when everything happened, but apropos, it's probably even better we're doing it right now. So I give you Nate Shenwolf with the Triway update.
Looking good so far there, Nate.
We good, Justin?
Yeah, man, looks good.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Don. Lynn actually reminded me as well that I was scheduled almost a year ago as of today. So obviously we're all well aware of what the last year has entailed. So just want to go through some highlights. Always welcome the opportunity to talk to my friends at Rotary, and really looking forward to sharing some of the things that we have going on. Do want to give a shout out to my friend, I think he jumped on here, Michael Teffs. We really have a lot of fantastic things going on, not only obviously in our school district here, but in Worcester and throughout the county. And we do have a unique support system that I think is pretty special to our county. The superintendents all get along very well. We work together well, and I really think it's a microcosm of what we have here in Wayne County. So shout out to my dear friend Mike at Worcester. Do want to start with I know COVID obviously has impacted everybody, and as an educational system, we're not unique. Everybody has had to adapt, and we've had some changes. Tried to from the very beginning. I saw the quote, "Grow through what you go through," and we've really tried to use this as a growth opportunity for us. We have been in person 5 days a week for most of the school year. Just completed our second vaccination for our staff members. We had 171 staff members. Only over 80% of our staff received the vaccine. but we've really had some valuable takeaways. We've dedicated significant resources to our social emotional learning. We knew that was a priority. If you rewind again, almost a year ago, March 12th, our governor shut down the physical doors to our schools. And when I met with our staff before we started this August, our students had been out of school for 154 school days. So we knew that mental health was going to be a significant, critical need for our students, really our students and staff members. So we've dedicated a tremendous amount of resources to social emotional learning throughout that. The other challenge we have, and I like numbers, so I'll share some numbers here. Since fall of 19, 53,000 students have left public education in the state of Ohio. Again, 53,000 students have left public education. So our task and what we've talked a lot about is making sure that we are a part of the solution and not part of the problem. I'm going to go through our mission. Our district mission is very much rooted in empowerment. Our vision, equip, empower, inspire, succeed. And then our values speak to our dedication to community, relationships, and also innovation. So I'm going to try to highlight some of the things happening at Triway that really tie back into our mission, vision, and values. So we're going to start as an educator. We're going to start with a quick quiz here. First person to respond via chat receives a nice purple Triway shirt here. So quiz question, the only quiz question here, these are our dates as I go into a building project update. 1922, almost 100-year-old, our first elementary that was built, Shreve. Who can give me, again, via the chat feature, who can give me the president in 1922?
Greg Long.
Close, Michael.
Well, no one's Harding.
Warren Harding is correct. Justin, can you give me that name so I can make sure I deliver a nice purple t-shirt?
That was Beth Weaver. Now,
perfect, Beth.
Dr. Tedder. Go ahead there, Mike.
We're going to start obviously with a building project update. The last time we spoke, or I spoke at Rotary, we were just talking about our building campaign. And since then, we successfully passed a ballot issue to build a pre-K through 12 school building on our junior high school campus here. Over 200,000 square foot building. It really will serve for the first time as the hub of our 97 square feet of our community. This is a picture of the last time we were able to do this in 1961. Groundbreaking. If you look behind these gentlemen, it looks like we do have some mafia members in our Triway community here, but behind them is 226, and this is the current site of our high school here. We have hired an architect. We are fastly approaching the design phase, and going through that process has really been exciting as we've met with the architects and then continue to meet with different groups. We've had 2 visioning sessions, Saturday mornings. There's a picture there of our visioning sessions. Had about 54 community members, so admin, staff members, business owners, parents, and then we also had student representatives as well that participated in visioning. Really looking at what the vision is for education, not only here in Triway, but across the state and really across the country as well. We've begun programming groups with the architects. So each one of our staff members has already met with the architects for at least an hour, at least for the first time. And our next big step is hiring our construction manager. So we're really excited to, again, continue that process as we are going through the design phase of our new building project. Some of the things to highlight what we have going on here, some of the new course offerings, really value what we have put in place in terms of innovation, also building relationships and the importance we have on community. We do have a competitive robotics team that has the last 2 years qualified for the state competition. A few pictures of them. And then the one picture is the state championship for robotics. So again, we've really placed an emphasis on authentic learning, trying to move from textbooks and worksheets and really focus on authentic learning. And our robotics team's a great example of that. More pictures, again, of our robotics team. We've also partnered with a national company called Enabling the Future. One of our pathways here at Triway is a biomedical pathway. This is one of our classes, Biomedical Innovations. They have partnered with, again, Enabling the Future, and they are creating with our 3D printers prosthetics that many children across the country are using. So our students, again, are creating these on our 3D printers. We are sending them to the company, and in turn we receive some pictures of students that are actually putting some of these prosthetic devices to action. Another course, fairly new course that we have is in our engineering department. This class is a sim class, Computer Integrated Manufacturing. They have actually partnered with our business department and our entrepreneurship class. It's a co-taught class. And their task in this picture was to create an automated pet food dispenser. And then the business class is then marketing all those different dispensers. The picture there, much of that, not the top portion, but much of that was printed on a 3D printer and actually is a working prototype that these students hope to get to market at some point. We have one of our most popular new courses is our drones course. We teach that at the junior high. We will have that at the high school next year. We are starting a competition drones team as well. We are increasing the number of course offerings because it's been, again, one of our most popular courses in high demand. Our ultimate goal, again, I think I spoke to this the last time we talked here, but our students, our high school students, as long as they are 16, our goal is for them to earn a commercial drone license through the FAA. This is highlighting our video production course. We have some representatives at the elementary level, and then a ward that I'll speak to. Our students at the elementary level, we're creating short films using Legos or clay animations, using the software stop motion animator. And then if you fast forward to our high school video production course, we actually had one of our students, Luke Bailey, won an Emmy, a high school Emmy, for his short form nonfiction that he created in our video production class here at the high school. Our hope in the new building is to have a fully functioning, working studio, video production studio, very similar to what a news station has. So really cool things that are taking place in our video production classes. We also have an esports team. The map is a picture across the state of Ohio of all the teams across the state, all the school districts that are represented. There's actually $15 million this last school year. Our students across the state have been awarded in scholarship dollars for esports. Pretty shocking, but it's something that we continue to foster. We know that there's a need there. looking at gaming, and we want to make sure that we're capturing some of those opportunities for our students. New program actually this school year that we started is called Gen Yes. It is a program that incorporates student technology leaders into our technology department. They've been a huge asset to our K-12 one-to-one Chromebook initiative. They work with our staff, they work with our students, anything from Chromebook issues to software issues to hardware issues. They're also working on some professional development with our staff members. So it's been a real fantastic asset. They're actually the #1 team across the state of Ohio in help desk tickets. So really not sure if that's a positive or if that means that we're just breaking a lot of computers across our district, but they've done a fantastic job in a new program, and really excited to see that program grow as we move forward. This picture actually features Mr. Noble's daughter, Stephanie, third from the left. A group of our chemistry students are actually collaborating with a PhD chemist at the University of California, San Diego, and they are formulating research questions about particles in the air. And 2 of our groups in our chemistry classes were selected to participate and present at the National Virtual Symposium for CLEAR, which stands for Collaborative Learning Through Environmental and Aerosol Research. Most of their research was way above my head, but some really exciting things that our chemistry students were working on as well. Another partnership that we have, one of our engineering courses has partnered with the University of Akron, their engineering department, and more specifically, their formula racing team within their engineering department. They actually donated this car, this formula car, to the school district. It's now housed in our junior high. And our students, along with engineering students at the University of Akron, are working to convert this now to an electric car. So some really cool things with our college students working with our junior high students on a really exciting, cool project that I'm excited to see the end product. So again, just a few highlights. It's too nice to take up too much of your time today. But as I wrap up, I just wanted to make sure that anybody that's willing to, I'd be happy to host any of our Rotary members here at Triway to see some of the new programs, the exciting things that we have going on. And obviously, our motto at Rotary is service above self, and it's really a powerful call to our community. And we at Triway are also here to serve. So would welcome the opportunity to host any of our Rotary members, and really would love to show you some of the new programs that we have here at Triway. So I will conclude my portion, scripted portion here, but would welcome any questions that anybody might have.
Yeah, so if anybody has questions, either you can ask them live or put them in the chat block. I do have one for you, Nate. So talk to me about, with the expansion, the physical expansion you're going to do. So just your future capacities as far as, being able to, your enrollment wise, where are you at now and where could you be here in the future?
Sure. So we're right about 1650 right now, and through OFCC, who we're partnered with for our building project, they do an enrollment projection. So pretty close to that number, but working with the architects, and we've already talked to some construction managers. We hope for some growth. We feel like what we have going on at Triway, not only with programs and some of the things, the new course offerings, but obviously coming together in a pre-K-12 building, in a new building, will attract some families here. So we expect growth, and we'll be ready for growth.
Excellent. Doug Druschel, do you want to ask live there, partner? Usually Doug is first to speak, so I'll read it for him. Give us your thoughts on the state of public school financing in Ohio. Any hope for reforms? Oh, that's why you didn't want to read it.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that question because Michael Tefts is on here and he has been a fantastic resource for our county and has really led the charge at the state level. So I'll turn it over to him. We've talked a lot in our superintendent's meetings about the benefits of some of the proposals that are out there. So yeah, I'll turn it over to Michael and let him speak to what we have on the table right now.
That's very kind of you, Nate. Thank you very much, and great, fabulous job in your presentation. Your leadership there, you can just see that in your curriculum offerings. I think probably most transformative right now is school funding. School funding's been deemed unconstitutional twice now. We still are struggling to figure that out. We have a formula. This is the ultimate definition for where we are with school funding in the state. We have a formula that not one school district is on. 100% of the school districts have some sort of cap or guarantee to fill the gap to somehow fund them. And I think that what we're all trying to do, and there's no perfect answer. There's been a group that I've been very privileged to be a part of for the last 3 years that are trying to work on a formula that would something that we could all define for all the taxpayers in Ohio and that every school district would be on. And the General Assembly is working on that now. And hopefully part of the budget bill, we'll get a new school funding formula that would be transparent, something we could communicate to everyone and everybody would fit on. That's probably going to be the biggest piece that you'll see this year. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, the biggest thing is, as Michael said, it's been deemed unconstitutional twice and nothing's been done about it. And really, Michael has been instrumental representing our superintendent group at the state level with legislation as well. And the biggest thing, we are on the guarantee, is nobody understands how schools are funded, which is a problem. So we feel like the proposal that's on the table really presents a formula that taxpayers, school districts, and others can understand, which would really be a huge step for, in my mind, for funding public education.
Don, you've got a question?
Yeah, hey Nate, this is Don. Maybe you could speak to the process we've gone through looking at the new school. We've been visiting, I have, with you and several other people in the administration, visiting other schools. Can you just give us a little synopsis of, what you've learned, what we've learned, and how, we don't have any obviously drawings yet of the new school, but just some takeaways that you have for envisioning our new school?
Yeah, we've really been across the state of Ohio and actually seen a couple schools outside of the state. Really wanted to look at some innovative ideas on what schools could look like. Because as I spoke to, a lot of the programs that we have, we're making work in facilities that don't necessarily support that. One thing that we have placed a strong priority on is flexible spacing. Flexible spacing is not open spacing. COVID has really solidified that need. And we really feel like our timing, although we would love to have shovels in the ground right now, we've learned a lot from COVID. We've learned a lot from our visits. Some of the new school buildings might not necessarily been designed well to deal with COVID. So timing wise, it's really worked out pretty well for us as a school district. But we've been out there, we've seen a lot, we've prioritized what we think our school building will end up looking like. We've been to our community. Our campaign was a 2-year process. When the board and myself talked, we knew that the campaign was not a 6-month campaign. There was a huge education piece to it. So we wanted to hear from our community and spent 2 years doing that. And obviously it was successful. But we're really excited to design something that we think is pretty unique. We think it's forward thinking. And we really think it'll be on the cutting edge of what education will look like moving forward.
Excellent. Kimberly, you have a question?
I do. Thank you. You talked about some of the partnerships. You highlighted a few of those here today. We have actually quite a few members in Rotary who either live in the district or are alums of the Triway district, or even some businesses that operate in the district. So I'm curious, what program areas or initiatives do you have that are in need of collaborators or partners?
I would honestly, Kim, I would welcome a conversation with anybody that has any type of interest in forming a partnership with the district. We've tried to look at all different areas of business. So banking industry, engineering. We've done a lot with Scheffler lately. We're in talks with PNC. We're looking at some healthcare possibilities for the new school building to have more of a fully functioning healthcare wing. So we're really looking at some community partnerships, business opportunities from every different area. So would love to have conversations if that interests any of our Rotary friends.
Great. Thank you, Nate.
Any other questions for Nate? Well, Nate, I've got a question on the building project. So are you still going to use the natatorium as the gymnasium? That's a pit joke.
That is the greatest urban myth in Triway history right there. It was not designed to be a pool, but everybody believes it was designed to be a pool. But yeah, that urban legend continues. Yes.
I'm just feeding into it, man.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's designed for the intimidation factor.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And then I would like to share my screen here.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave the meeting now because yeah.
So there it is. Yeah, I remember first setting eyes on Nate Shenwolf when he was playing for the Manchester Panthers back in the mid to late 90s. And so for those who don't know, Nate, before he rose to the superintendent of Triway local schools, Nate was quite the basketball player, not only for Manchester, but then in college as well. So look at this, 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Not bad, man. Not bad
Justin,
at all.
so kind of you. I appreciate you bringing that picture to the forefront again.
Hey, Justin, I think we could get quite a fundraiser for Triway. If you can send that to me, I think I could raise some money using that picture if you could assist me with that.
No problem, man. Consider it done.
Yeah.
Nate, we really appreciate your time, man, your leadership, your participation in the club, and the Triway district is extremely important to Worcester, the Worcester area, as our industries continue to grow and look to expand, and we grow our population. And you and Michael are a very important partners and support network for that. So
Really
thank you so
appreciate
much
the
for your time.
opportunity. Thanks so much.
Yep, nicely done, guys and gals. Appreciate it. Just next week again, we have Dr. Ann Matthews. Is that the Ann? Help me out there, Lynn. I'm sorry.
Correct.
Okay. And past Rotary International Vice President, easy for me to say. And so she'll be on the line with us. And if you could join us to make sure that you allocate that hour, that would be fantastic. Also, it does look like our first project, our 100th anniversary, there will be some trees being moved, hopefully the latter part of this week. So if you have time and would like to see that, if you head up towards Oak Hill Park, you should see some activity at the end of the week. Peggy Schmitz, thank you so much for your leadership on that. Folks, is there anything else for the good of the order today? Seeing none, everybody enjoy the weather. Nate, again, thank you. Nice job, my man. And we will see you next week. Take care.